Okay, this is Jacob Schmidt with DeerHuntingSchool.com. I'm going to talk about sighting in a new rifle. I bought my youngest son a brand new rifle a few days ago. Me and him went out to the, me and my two boys went out to the shooting range. We sighted it in. We got it dialed in. That's what I want to talk about, is sighting them in. I see this a lot. I see guys buy a brand new rifle, scope on it. This gun has a scope and everything, and they go out and they just hunt with it. Guys, it's not going to work. I have seen guys, luckily the thing was pretty well sighted in, but guys, most of the time it's not even going to be nowhere near sighted in. I've even seen guys have it bore sighted and then go out and hunt with it. Guys, it's not going to be accurate. I'm going to show you why right here on this target, okay? Now this gun wasn't bore sighted. I don't even waste my time having them bore sight them. When I buy one, they say, do you want it bore sighted? I said, no, don't even worry about it, okay? That's how inaccurate it is. I mean, they will get you on the paper. Bore sighting will get you on this paper at 25 yards. Now, this paper is about 20 inches wide, and I'd say 25 inches tall, maybe 30 inches tall, whatever. But it's 20 inches wide. Okay, so pretty good size area. At 25 yards, bore sighting should get you on this paper somewhere. If you aim dead center, you should be somewhere on the paper. And that's at 25 yards, guys. I'm going to show you, just follow with me on this video, and I'm going to show you why it doesn't even matter, okay? So, this gun wasn't bore sighted. It took me 3 shots to get it on the paper. And what I done, the first shot, I shot for bullseye, never even hit on here. Okay, the second shot, I shot at one of these, never hit on here. So the third shot, I shot here on this corner, guys, and I hit right here, okay? From here to here. That's how far it was off at 25 yards, guys. That's about 6 inches high and about 15 inches to the right. Or, yeah, about 15 inches to the right, okay? So, that's at 25 yards, okay? So I made a next shot. I adjusted the scope a little bit, made the next shot aiming at this square and hit here. So then at that point I said, well, I'm good enough. I did a little bit more adjusting, got it where I was aiming here, and then I don't know where I hit the next shot. I can't remember. I think it was probably here, and then I hit here, 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 and then bringing it in. Oh, no, these were at 100. And then I eventually, guys, I got it where it was hitting here, dead center at 25 yards. This is my 7-year-old's first shot, is right almost dead center of this bullseye, and that was at 25 yards, okay? And that was after I hit 2 or 3, stacked 3 bullets side by side right here. I adjusted it one more time, and he put it dead centered bullseye, okay? So, at that point, we're on at 25 yards. I mean, dead on at 25 yards. 0 dead on at 25 yards, okay? So, the next thing I do after that point is I take the gun out to 100 yards. Must be done, okay? All these ones that are taped over are 25-yard shots. Okay, that's getting them sighted in. Okay, after that, I take the gun out to 100 yards. Now, some of these are 200-yard shots, so don't worry about it. Just follow along with me, okay? This thing is hitting dead bullseye at 100 yards. I mean, at 25 yards. Hitting dead bullseye, maybe a 1/4 inch to the right at 25 yards, my youngest son did, okay? I step it out to 100 yards. Okay, 100 yards, this is my first 2 shots at 100 yards. That is why bore sighting will not work. Guys, bore sighting only gets it on the paper. It will get it on this target somewhere at 25 yards. Yes, I have seen guns bore sighted perfectly, almost. I mean, you could go and kill deer with. Guys, it may be 1 out of 1,000. Bore sighting, I've had guns bore sighted many times. It will only get them on the paper at 25 yards. Guys, we were hitting bullseye. There was a shot right here. It's maybe a 1/4 inch right at 25 yards. And that was my youngest son shot it. And then we stepped it out to 100 yards. Guys, I hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches high, and 1, 2, 3 inches to the left. And these bullets are, you know, I'm not holding super tight. I'm just trying to see it and figuring about where they hit, because I knew they were going to hit off. So, you know, they're not real super tight because I wasn't trying to hold super tight. But these bullets are that high, that far off at 100 yards. And that gun at 25 yards was dead bullseye. That's how much difference there is in a rifle from 25 yards to 100. Now, is that saying, now that we've got this gun here, this is 100, actually the last shots I made, I mean, a lot of these were my boys shooting, all these right in here were my boys shooting. Here, this was at 200 yards to another target. I actually just put another target over this one, so follow with me. So here, we're at 100 yards here. I'm hitting, this is the last couple shots I made at 100 yards. I hit like an inch left, or a half inch left, and maybe half inch low, and then here I hit an inch low. Them are the last shots at 100 yards. So the gun's pretty well on. It's hit about an inch low at 100 yards. And then I made a shot here, here, and here. I'm not a real good rifle shooter, but I will show you. Now my youngest son, I will say this is his shot at 100 yards right here. That's not bad. That's a kill shot. It's 2 inches 2 inches low and 2 inches left. That's a good kill shot on deer. Now I stepped out to 200 yards, and here's the shots at 200 yards. I was being a little more careful. Now, like I said, I'm no marksman or nothing, but I was shooting here, and I consistently have a group right in here, about a 3-inch MOA right here. At 200 yards, not bad shooting for, you know, somebody that doesn't shoot that well. Here, the gun's shooting a little low, but it's not bad, okay? That's not bad grouping, okay? Now, as people say, well, it was so high at 100, would it still hit at 25? This gun now is pretty well sighted in. I want to get some more shells. I want to bring it up just a couple inches, maybe an inch at 100. Should bring me up maybe 2 inches at 200. But I want to bring it up about an inch at 100. I want to hit about an inch high at 100. I'm hitting about an inch low, so I'm going to bring it up about 2 inches high at 100. And I want to hit, that's going to put me an inch or two low at 200. No big deal. Any gun that at 20 yards, this bullet will be dead on. At 25 yards, 50 yards going to be dead on. 75 yards going to be dead on. Anything's going to be dead on. Now, just because I sighted in at 25 doesn't mean it's going to be dead on out further. But if you get the gun sighted in further distance, 100, 200 yards, it's going to be dead on in your closest ranges, okay? That's what I want to talk about, guys, is don't trust bore sighting. Make sure you shoot your guns. Make sure they're dialed in at distances that you're going to shoot. If you think you might have a 100-yard shot at deer, get your gun sighted in for at least 150 if it's a high-powered rifle. Now, if you're shooting a muzzleloader or something, maybe a little different. You don't want to go out that far because the trajectory is a lot more. This is a 243, really flat trajectory shooting gun. It's only in between 0 to 200 yards, only about 3 inches rise and fall in the entire trajectory. So it's only going to be 3 inches up and down from 0 to 200 yards, okay? So understand that about your gun. And guys, don't trust bore sighting at all. This is the proof. Dead bullseye at 25 yards, and it hits this high off at 100. Guys, if you're hitting here at 25 yards, at 100 yards, you will not even hit this paper nowhere near it. You will probably hit up in here somewhere at 100 yards. That's probably 2.5 to 3 foot high at 100 yards if you're hitting that far off at 25. Okay, you got to zero it dead in at 25. Then step it out to 100, and then fine-tune, zero it dead in at 100, or maybe just an inch high, and then you can even go 200 if you want, whatever. But guys, make sure your guns are sighted in, because you're going to get out there, you're going to spend a lot of time on deer stand, you're going to miss the deer, or you're going to wound a deer, whatever. You're not going to kill a deer if you don't sight it in. Don't trust bore sighting. Take the time to shoot the rifle, sight it in correctly. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video. This is Jacob Schmidt with DeerHuntingSchool.com. Check out DeerHuntingSchool.com for more tips, information, things like that on deer hunting. Have a good day. Bye-bye.